Hey everyone, so welcome, it's Draddle44 here bringing you another Rocket League video. Hope you're having a great day so far. So before I do get into, of course, the content, which is actually to do with the Merc, of course I just want to remind you all that at 250 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a Sky Blue Interstellar. Now, of course, like with any sort of decal, you can sort of like customize the paint job, change the colors, make it look to, suit your kind of like style and what colors you prefer. It does go on any vehicle. I mean, the reason I'm using the Dominus is because it is a longer vehicle, so it just shows it up a bit better, but actually it works on pretty much any car, and you can sort of see in the background that basically I just changed the colours and everything else. All you need to do is just make sure that you are subscribed. If you are already, don't worry, I know that you're already subscribed, it's all good. Turn on notifications, basically leave a comment and leave your ID if you haven't already done it, and then of course a lucky winner will be picked with a random number generator at 250 subscribers. So good luck to all of you. I hope that whoever is most deserving or most lucky wins, but I look forward to it. I mean, I think I'm about 56 away at the moment, so not too far. But with that said, let's move into the content, which is all about the Merc. So you might be aware that, I mean, if you've watched any of my other videos for the last couple of days, I have been talking heavily about tournaments, sort of like the rewards. I did an opening yesterday, which is kind of like pretty cool, and then I sort of like the previous day I sort of showed a Plat tournament as well. And it, I just want to kind of point out that those videos are going to be linked in the description for those that do watch on, and they'll kind of understand the reasons behind that. But they are good videos as well. So if you do get a chance, definitely check them out, because the Plat tournament was incredibly insane. Great sort of like matches, really cool. And the other one, the opening, was quite interesting as well. If you like weekly openings, I decided to do weekly openings rather than sort of big ones, because it's a bit more content and a bit more variable, isn't it? It gives you a bit more of an idea of what you're likely to get if you're opening prospects and things. But anyway, let's get into the Merc. So the Merc is an underrated vehicle. I actually had a lot of fun with this car. It doesn't fly that greatly. It feels like it is a bit heavier, but I think that was actually just me. My friend KY Rich seemed to do just fine with it, and we got into a really interesting match here with a couple of teams as well. So we sort of like decided that we'd give him a try. It's a bit of a sort of like a meme, a bit of a joke car to a degree, but actually it is a pretty good vehicle, and quite tanky, apart from that I got blown up and then they scored. But I mean, okay, against an Escobar, some sort of guy obviously who likes the drug lords, I'm guessing, or has watched too many films. Yeah, what would you expect? Would you expect any less? But, it's a great car to actually try. I mean, I think, Rocket League is a game where, sometimes you've just got to make your own fun. If you are too competitive, if you are just kind of like, pretty much taking it too seriously, which I am very known to do, unfortunately. But, it is one of those things where I also like to have a lot of fun with it and just muck around and just have a joke. And actually, the car is pretty good. It does take a bit of getting used to in comparison to some of the others. I think some cars are definitely a little bit easier just to kind of pick up and play, and then like some vehicles do take a bit of a getting used to because of the hitbox, because of the way that they are as a vehicle, but definitely one to have a try, and especially if you just want to have some fun with Rocket League, just mess around. It is really nice. Like last night I managed to sort of have some games with my friend Clint, who was the one kind enough to donate the Pyros wheels, and we played the Mavericks, and we had some really good games. We didn't win all of them, but we had some really good fun, and it was enjoyable, and I think that is where Rocket League really is at times, is you just want to enjoy the game, and not stress out about it all the time. If you want to sort of like play sweaty, go into comp. Really good idea, but it's a really good vehicle, and as you can see, KY Rich scores an absolutely amazing goal to put us level, which is kind of like basically all we can really ask for. Okay, so before I continue then, basically you're going to now see a clip that not everyone is going to see, because not everyone watches this far into the video. So basically what I'm doing is I'm doing a series of questions. Whoever gets the most right by the time that this ends, then basically you will win a completely free pair of inverted Pyros wheels. Now, if you are on a different platform and I can't get the wheels to you, I will give you something alternative of their value. So do not worry if you're on Xbox or PC, you will be treated equally, and it's whoever wins. So it's a point system, whoever gets the questions right. If you check out yesterday's video, which will be linked in the description, that will have another question in there because it started yesterday for anyone who's watched that far. Anyone getting it right, excellent. Write it on a comment, but do leave it in a comment below on a different video so I can see it, but not everyone else can. That would be really, really helpful. So the question for today's video then is basically on yesterday's video, I had, or sort of like was talking through the tournament openings, and I mentioned that my friend KY Rich won an item. Can you tell me what the item was and what colour it was? Because he got it painted. If you can tell me that, you will get a point, and of course then I will score it all up, and by the end of it, then of course there will be a winner. So, you know, like anything, I just wanted to kind of add that as a little bit of fun. You can see how nice the Pyros wheels are, really cool, and hopefully they're going to go up massively in price at some point, so it may be just something that you can sit on, wait if you get them, and of course sell at some point. So, or you can just sell them for a fast sale and get 1 to 2k credits. It's kind of up to you on that one. So good luck for all of you watching. Thank you very much for the loyal ones, I appreciate it. Right, well, let's move back into the match. So yeah, so as you can sort of see, I mean the Merc, it is a tanky car. I actually changed the customizations on this one, which you will see at some point as well. I wanted to kind of, you know, honour a couple of things that I'd had recently, and you'll sort of see that, which is really cool. But, you know, the good old flying Merc, KY Rich making it look very easy. But this car is really actually a better car than I think people expect. Now, why I wanted to do this video is because, you know, having done a lot of tournaments and things, I know that there are vehicles that sometimes get left under the radar. I do think the Dominus JT is another one. That was one I did a while back and said, is it an underrated car? I do feel like it is. I mean, again, there's always going to be the most popular ones because Octane, Fennec, Dominus are always going to be the most, you know, known, the most popular. But then, like, Breakouts, Mercs, and some other cars as well, you know, actually are really good. I mean, actually, I really rate the Insidio and the Maverick GXT as well. If you haven't got a Maverick GXT, I would recommend getting one of those because definitely they are very good cars. They're not exactly like the Nissan Skyline. I've had that sort of like from someone who had a Skyline, but apparently they are still pretty good, and that's about all you can kind of ask for. But the Merc's got a massive hitbox. You know, I'm not so great at kind of getting maybe the tight angle with it. That's why I kind of like use the Octane or the Dominus sometimes, but we managed to get it across. Unfortunately, they missed it, and KY Rich finished up into the corner. We now lead 3-2. So, you know, these kind of cars, I mean, sometimes, like I say, I mean, with the Rocket League, you just want to jump in, have a bit of a laugh, and it kind of like, sometimes it's just nice just to use a different car. I mean, I know that like the Amanus, the sort of like the Formula 1 car, there's a newer version coming out of that, so again, that might be a really good one to kind of play around with. And the Mustang as well, I'm kind of looking forward to that, because I do think that these kind of cars will be really entertaining, and I do think that they will be something just new to bring to the game. But, you know, with the Merc, I mean, if you are someone who likes to just have casual matches, wants to have a bit of fun and not really take it too seriously, actually, this car is really good to use. The hitbox is big on it. It's very tanky. It doesn't maybe feel like it goes as fast, but it actually goes at the same speed. But also as well, one thing I would like is that you get a lot of power behind the ball when you hit it correctly. And, you know, sometimes with some cars that feels like more of a struggle. It just feels like you hit it at a slight angle. You don't get the power that you want. And, you know, sometimes you can hit it too powerfully, which is never a good thing. But I do like the car very much. I think it is a really good vehicle, and one that I should definitely play with a little bit more, just when I want to be a bit casual, just when I want to have a mess around, and I recommend trying it. I mean, look at this, you know, I absolutely smash it. It flicks off his car, admittedly, which just gets that little bit of an edge. We get a goal, absolutely fantastic, but there was an element of luck to that. I mean, the power was good, hits it off, and just bounces straight off his car, and he can't catch it. Can't fault it. And yeah, as you can see, I'm using the Crimson sort of like Paper Dragon, which came in the shop not so long ago. One of my favourite goal explosions. I love dragons, always have, but that was one that unfortunately didn't come painted in any other colours, and I wish it actually had. So yeah, as I say with this, you know, literally Very tight match. They definitely gave us actually quite a bit of challenge because, surprisingly enough, you'd think with 33 seconds left we had this comfortably in the bag. They do actually go and score again in a moment, and it does tend to be then a very, very, very sort of tight affair. And I just mucked that up completely. Yeah, can't complain. Can't blame anyone else. That was just me getting it completely, utterly wrong. And it probably comes down to using, unfortunately, car cam sometimes can be a bit of a downside. I will, however, be doing a series where I actually use ball cam for all of my games, and all of the footage will be shown regardless of how good or how bad it is. I am expecting it to be pretty awful, especially at the beginning, because I've just used car cam since the beginning for around about 12 months. I'm just so used to it, it's very hard to change it around and adapt. I'm sure it's going to be fun. I'm sure it's going to be great seeing me just play absolutely awful, but hey, that's part of the fun of the series. Anyway, we managed to clutch this out. I managed to just about get a save to kill it. We win the game, but what an intense match this was. It was very, very close indeed. So before I end the video, what I will say is thank you to anyone who's watched this far. Really appreciate it. And what I want to do is that there is a bonus question that actually I'm going to ask, and like anyone who gets it, absolutely spot on. So in yesterday's video, there was a slight showing of an item that I had got from a tournament opening which wasn't in yesterday's opening. Now, if you can tell me what it was and what colour it was, you would get an extra point and move yourself even closer to the Pyros inverted wheels. Also, as I say, just check out the other clips. They'll be linked in the description for the other questions. But otherwise, that is it from me for this video, so I hope you liked it. Please drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to enter, and make sure you get either the Pyros wheels or the Interstellar Sky Blue. But otherwise, that is it from me, and drop a like on the video if you can. That would be appreciated. Take care, though. Bye-bye.